Did you just finish writing your book? Are you lost, dazed, confused, not sure where to turn to next? The world is changing, guys. The days of needing a publisher to publish your books is long gone. You can now self-publish. But let's say you want to go that traditional route, so you prepare your manuscript to send to agents without getting any kind of edit done. But would you wear jeans to a business casual interview? No.
What?
The same goes for self-publishing. Do you really want to put it all out there without another eye on it? Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and this will be the beginning of a beautiful 4-part series where I talk about book editing. Now, as you can see today, I'm at my desk. We are in serious business mode. All right, we are no frills attached. We're gonna get down to business, some more serious stuff in. Plus, I'm trying to use my microphone, which sounds 10 times better than my counterpart, which would be my phone microphone. And that's awful. So yeah. So starting with part 1, why do you need a book editor? Well, there are a lot of answers out there, and I can only give you some of them. Some of them you'll just have to figure out on your own as an author because you know your work the best. I believe that you need an editor because we humans, we are fallible. We are not infallible. We make mistakes. We're only human. And sometimes we can't see those mistakes unless we have another eye on them. Or maybe you're a writer and you think that your work is just utter garbage when in reality, it's a masterpiece. A good editor will improve your writing, catch all of your mistakes, polish your work, and increase the quality of your content dramatically. I have rarely encountered a manuscript that didn't need some type of edit. Even already published works, sometimes you can find errors, or even just the story in general is boring. There are so many types of editors, but that's going to be in part 2. So in the old days where there's J.K. Rowling and Stephanie Meyer and all of that, you had to get a publisher for your books. You could not self-publish. Self-publishing was unheard of. It was not an option. But nowadays, self-publishing is just as accepted as getting your work published through a publisher, going through an agent, all of that's fun stuff. Nowadays, you can literally write a book, sit down on your computer, and upload it to Amazon, however that works, and it'll be published out for the world to see. It's kind of interesting how the world has progressed in that sense, but is it for the best all the time? Is it always a good idea to self-publish your book? I don't know. In my opinion, I still think going to a publisher is your best option because you're going to get multiple sets of eyes on your manuscript before it goes out. Though with a publisher, it will get edited through that company. However, in order for them to like your story in the beginning, it's recommended that you get some kind of edit done for the overall story. Before sending it to them, you kind of have to send them a book that makes sense and that you have to get it off from the beginning. You know, they only read the first few chapters, and if they don't like it, you're out. Sometimes they'll decline you just based on the first line itself. So it's kind of guaranteed that quality will be there. Usually through a publisher. I'm not going to say all publishers, but usually, since it has multiple sets of eyes on it, it should be okay. But like I said before, getting an editor to make sure that your story overall makes sense and has clarity and conciseness and focus is important and may guarantee that you get a publisher, that your agent is successful. Now, self-published books, it's great. You don't have to worry about any of that. If you just want to do it all on your own, you can literally upload it to Kindle, to Amazon, again, whatever it is, and your book will be out there. You don't have to hire an editor. You don't have to do anything. Now, I still recommend if you self-publish to get an agent or to get someone to promote your book for you, because otherwise your book may just kind of be in a standstill, not really doing much. So I still recommend doing that. A lot of the times though, I will read books that were published on Amazon, like Kindle Unlimited books. Don't get me wrong, a lot of Kindle Unlimited books aren't that bad. They're actually pretty decent. But sometimes What I found is that the story is bland, boring. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense, and I'll just stop reading it. Like, what's the point of continuing? The grammar will be meh. The spelling's usually off in multiple places. Punctuation could be all over the place, etc., etc. And while I am not trying to diss those authors, they may just have been uneducated. Maybe they are unable to fund an editor. But at the same time, it is your work, and I believe that if you can't hire an editor, you should do something. You can edit it yourself. It just may take you a lot longer than having an actual editor look at it because they are a fresh set of eyes. We look at your manuscript brand new. No idea what we're going into besides the synopsis that you've given us. That's it. But on the bright side, your book is published. And even with all of these errors, people may still like it. Maybe not love it. It may not be in their top 10, but you know, it'll be a decent read. But it's kind of like settling for second best, and in my opinion, wouldn't you rather win the race? I would rather win, but it's all up to you guys and what you're comfortable with as an author, as a writer. It's all up to you in the end. You have the best opinion of your work most of the time. Sometimes people can be delusional. No offense. Sometimes people underestimate themselves. Again, that's okay too. And that's why, as an editor, you will normally send me, for example, if you were like, hey, Jessica, I want you to edit my book, I will say, hey, send me 3 chapters of your book and I will recommend you the best edit. Or if you request a certain edit, like, let's just say, for example, you want a copy edit and I look through your book and I say, hey, I think that the story needs some improvement here and here. I really recommend developmental edit. And if you say no, then it's up to me whether or not to accept your work. I want to produce the best quality story for you. In the end, you as a writer, you have to make your own opinion about what to do with your novel. You know your book usually better than anyone else. You have slaved day after day on this. Even then, sometimes you might want to get a critique from a publisher before going to an editor as well if you are really unsure. It's okay to send in your manuscript brand new and fresh and having nothing done with it. Usually they'll send you a letter back telling you what they thought was great, what they thought wasn't, etc., what you need to work on if they don't accept it. Do your research into your agent's requirements. Even indie authors, self-publishing authors, can benefit from an agent submission. However, a bad book can't just be fixed with any type of edit or any specific editor. Sometimes you'll need to find a specific editor or request a specific edit to get that done. And that's something that I will discuss in part 2. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. If you like the content, please like and subscribe below. I release videos every Tuesdays and Fridays, and I sprinkle some in between. Like I said before, this is part 1 of 4 of my editing explanation, the editing journey. I'll also be releasing some vlogs of me editing. I'll be kind of explaining the process a little bit more in depth. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Hey guys, it's Jess. I'm sorry for releasing this video a little bit late. I was called into the office on Tuesday, so I wasn't really able to finish up my video, and even though I really wanted to get it done, and I could have just released it like really late on Tuesday, but I figured I would just release it a little bit earlier on Wednesday and make sure the quality was top notch. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and have a great day.